Hello, welcome to Unusual Force. I am Nick, a teen, and I'll be teaching you the fundamentals of Unusual Force. So, you're level 1, learning the basics of how to play fighter style. Now, usually I'm level 1000 in this game, but for the sake of this video, I have recently decided to put myself as a level 1 and to put myself in your shoes. Plus, I have the same amount of money that you would naturally start with in the Unusual Force games. So, let us begin. So, the way of the fighter is pretty darn simple. All you need to know is there's 4 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Now, to mix heavy, you just hit heavy. That is your heavy right now, okay? So, you can mix those. Light, heavy, that's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is just as simple as light, heavy, light, light, heavy, light, 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 heavy, and light, 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 heavy. Now, for console players, this is X, maybe square. For your PC players, this is usually like left click and then right click. Usually so simple. For my iOS speakers, for maybe my iPhone people who like to use iPhone, it is literally just light and heavy. It is literally marked with the letter L and H. So, this is how simple the combos go. Now, I turned my music really down for this. It shouldn't really affect maybe the most of the song, but, so here we go. So this is a simple combo that you can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple combo does a lot of damage, okay? Now, another simplistic thing you need to know about Fighter is that it has an S1 and S2, which it's marked usually on iOS or iPhone, whatever you're using, a Samsung. Usually S1 or S2. For PC players, it is Q and E, and for console players, it is right bumper and circle and B or circle, whatever you want to choose. So let me show you. So your regular S1 is a drop kick. Firm and simple. A simple little drop kick that does a lot of damage off rip. So, you know, you can kind of combo this in a way. So, one simple little combo I'm going to teach you. Don't just use it when you feel like it. Okay? So, 1, 2. This is light and heavy. Now, if you haven't noticed already, light and heavy stuns the enemy for a moment. So, if you're good enough and fast enough, you can hit dodge, which is A, space, or Q, for any other player. So let's just get into this, okay? So light, heavy, space or X or A or Q for any, you know, PC, console, and you know, anything out there. So I'll just be saying the names of each of the controls. Which, if you're on console, you can see the controls are at the bottom right corner, so I won't need to refer to the console. So you can mix that. So to mix S1 with that would be the same thing, but then just throw it at S1. Good combo, different from the other one that we hit. 10% over the 14%. Okay? So, another thing you can do is you have a double finisher. What does that mean? Well, I can hit any button and do 2 finishers? Well, no. You can't naturally do it. The only finisher you can hit that's double is at the end of the 4th, maybe 5th combo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple combo. Does 18. You can't naturally hit it with you know, the stun combo that I just showed you. So now you know a certain combo. One thing you need to learn to be good with fighter and with any style is to time your dodges. When you're holding block, if you see this little white bar that gets knocked down every time I get hit, that is my block bar. The more I get hit, the more that block goes down. Now, eventually, it will get to a point where it can break my block, which you don't want that. This is where S2 or dodging comes into hand. As you see, I got hit. This is where dodging comes into command with this. Now you can dodge forward, sideways, or backwards. If you dodge backwards, it's 1 dodge, but forward, sideways is 2 dodges always. So time your dodges right. Let me time my dodge right. Oops. Oops. Oops, I did it again. Okay, time it right. You can always punish them. Makes it good for you. See that? Now, another thing you need to learn is dash cancel. Dash cancel allows you to just stop your combo in between. So let's say, for example, I hit 1, 2, missed, boom. It's another way to kind of get in that little sneaky little hit and do a proficient little combo. Not a lot of damage, but it works properly. One thing you want to time is your S2. S2 will flash. This is a parry window. What this means is if I hit S2 at any point of this guy hitting me, but it's gotta be a millisecond or maybe the frame before it even hits you. So, see that? I didn't time it right. Time it right, and we'll do that. Now, it gives you heat, which is that little blue bar you see. Let me just hit him. Now, as you see him, it's blue, which means you can do a lot of things with this. So now, instead of being able to just hit combos, you can mix up your little S1. Now, that's the only thing you can do with this combo. Now, with full heat, as you see it's clearly red, this would be your colors. What you can do is do some really cool combos. So, I'll be teaching you each and every combo that is fundamental. Now, every main brawler I have seen has hit this combo, which immediately does that, which isn't really good because all it does is gives you back to the main, you know, heat, but you don't want this. If you want to do extra damage, you want to get all that juiciness in, do this. 1, 2, 3, air combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another air combo. Juicier damage, and it does a lot of more comboing. Now, another thing you can do that's cool with Brawler is stun combo. How do you stun somebody? 1, 2, stun. 1, 2, and stun and dead. Mix it up with usually the first and second light, and usually first and second light heavy. Either one of those works fine, but you always want to end the combo before that little meter. So let me just show you how this works. Let me spawn in another dummy so you can be hit. Poor dummy. And let's do max heat, just to show you the amount of heat. So check this out. Do a regular, see, sometimes, this is a riff back into Usual Force, you can miss. Missing is not good. If you're riffing combos, you're not good. You can always mix the first M2s, do a big little combo. A lot of damage for just a short amount of time. And that's pretty much it for Brawler. All you need to do is learn how to time your combos properly, and be able to hit. If you're unable to hit any sort of combos whatsoever. Oh, and here's another fact. Brawler gets faster with heat. So, as you clearly saw, Brawler, or Fighter, gets faster with heat. Heat action does a lot of damage, but I wouldn't suggest using it in a normal fight because you have to time it. The heat action's pretty good. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you something even cooler. So, I'm going to use this new technique in a real regular match of Unusual Force. Now, do not mind my avatar. My avatar is pretty dang neutral for how it is. So, let's get into it. Let's find a random lobby, which I like doing. I don't like hitting the full server thing because it usually takes a couple minutes to load anything. So we're gonna go into, I'ma guess, this server? Now, what's one great thing about Unusual Force is you need to have this turned on. Performance stats. What does this do for you? Well, sometimes your game lags. And this part of this shows you the lag part of your game. So if you're lagging, usually it's the server. Somewhere in North Holland right now, and that's not a really good server to be in. See, because the thing is, North Holland is all the way across America and across the entire nation. So I want to be in the US server. So if you're an EU player, always go for like one of these servers right here. California is not a really good server either, so don't choose that. But I'm gonna choose Illinois because I believe that's a little more closer to my shtick. So we have a lot of these fighters here, and never be threatened by any fighter. If you know how to outclass your fighters, usually, and that's okay. So we're gonna fight Mr. I think Bumbleclot. That is the dumbest name I've ever heard, so I'm just gonna fight him because I want to. And my ping is stable enough to where I can actually fight him properly. Now this is your settings menu, and I think to better use performance, I'd suggest turning camera shake off. It causes you to be really dizzy sometimes, and sometimes fights don't really go the way you want them to go. Now usually I have, you know, chat settings turned on, but the reason why I have it turned off is because people like to talk trash. Remember, always respect your fellow members and always respect by the code of conduct. Read up on your TOS sometimes. Okay. So, we're going to wait for one of these fighters, or we're just going to fight somebody. Maybe this guy wants to fight. His name's Law. He seems like a pretty good guy. Actually, I think I know that guy. And this is what's great about Unusual Force. You make enemies, but you also make friends along the way. So, I think I'm going to wait for a fighter to get unbalanced. I think if one of... Oh, that lady's from a hat and different. I think if one of these people, yeah, okay, that's the guy I'm fighting for sure. Now sometimes, and just sometimes, fighters will come up to you and want to fight you, always. And that's okay. So he might be talking a little bit of trash here, probably a little angry from all his fights. So he switched to Dragon. This is a way to lose most of your fights. That's a pretty good combo. Now we're going to fight probably this guy here, because we've seen him do a little bit of salty things. Actually, I'm going to fight this guy. So to teach you the fundamentals of this game, I'm going to teach you the most simplest way. Now he might not seem like he's fighting, but if you're good at timing, you know, dodges sometimes, always time your parries. This is what I mean by timing. Always hit stun combo. Look at the stun combo. Good little stun combo. Did all that damage. In this style, ladies and gentlemen, this is called Ravager style. The Ravager. Ooh, see? Sometimes lag will dictate your gameplay. If you're able to time your S3 properly, always go for it. Tips to remember is to always time everything. Without timing, you're always going to lose most of your fights. This is Nicotine, and I've taught you the fundamentals of how to play Brawler. In next week's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to Ravage. Ravage is probably one of the greatest styles of them all. So, anyways, if you're not as good as Unusual Force as you clinically are, please watch my videos. I'll be teaching you more fundamentals and more how to play this game. Bye-bye!